Years, our very own Justin Horne has traveled hundreds of miles across South Texas to find the history behind the names of communities and places that have fascinating stories to tell.
Well, he's at it again, and this time there's a theme. Did you know that several places, names across the South Texas, are actually misspelled?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to find out. Over the next few days, I'll be exploring 3 towns whose names aren't exactly as they should be. To start, we head to Frio County and the town of Pivot.
A dirt road, a dusty, crumbling schoolhouse, and a small church with a cemetery marks what was once likely a thriving community. Today, there's not much left of Divot, which sits at the intersection of Farm Roads 1581 and 117 in Frio County. But the name does jump off the map. Considering the closest golf course is some 50 miles away in Carrizo Springs, how did the town get such a name?
As the story goes, Divot was originally called Pivot because it was at a pivot in the road, more or less. But when the paperwork came back, it officially declared the town as Divot. So Pivot had to pivot and stick with Divot.
Follow that? For more clarity, we turn to historian Bruce Shackelford. It turns out that misspelling place names was a bit of an issue back in the day.
And these were handwritten. They weren't, they're old enough towns, they weren't a typewriter stamp, which would clarify a lot. But write P and D 10 times fast and see how it comes out.
Then add in the fact that naming a town wasn't that easy of a process.
It goes through a legal division, it goes, through the map division, the railroad company, and all it takes is for somebody to write funny, or their pen gives out because it's dip ink and they cross it out.
In other cases, small towns had something else to blame.
Post offices were often the reason towns were named. They assigned the name and they misspelled somebody's name. It was the name of a person and they didn't spell it right.
No matter the reason, Pivot is now Divot. And it's not alone when it comes to mistaken grammar.
And obviously you shot this story when it was still No Shave November.
yeah, we shot it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Fascinating.
It really is. And there's a couple more towns, actually a town and a county that we're going to visit coming up next couple days. But it was interesting to find out that this was not uncommon for towns to be misspelled.
Fascinating. I had no idea.
We can't wait to hear more.
Yeah. All right. So